The most vital lesson I have ever learned is the importance of what we think. If I knew what you think, I would know what you are. Our thoughts make us what we are. Our mental attitude is the main factor that determines our fate. I now know with a conviction beyond all doubt that the biggest problem you and I have to deal with, in fact, almost the only problem we have to deal with, is choosing the right thoughts. If we can do that, we will be on the high road to solving all our problems. The great philosopher who ruled the Roman Empire, Marcus Aurelius, summed it up in 8 words. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Listen again. Our life is what our thoughts make it. 8 words can determine our destiny. Our mental attitude has an almost unbelievable effect even on our physical powers. Yes, if we think happy thoughts, we will be happy. If we think miserable thoughts, we will be miserable. If we think fear thoughts, we will be fearful. If we think sickly thoughts, we will probably be ill. If we think failure, we will certainly fail. If we wallow in self-pity, everyone will avoid us. We need to be concerned about our problems, but not worried. What is the difference between concern and worry? Let me illustrate. Every time I cross the traffic jam street of Kathmandu, I am concerned about what I am doing, but not worried. Concern means realizing what the problems are and calmly taking a step to meet them. Meanwhile, worrying means going around imagining. A man can be concerned about his serious problems and still walk with his chin up and a carnation in his buttonhole. When we worry, our mind jumps here and there and everywhere, and we lose all power of decision. So I will tell you a story that happens to my relatives. One of these incredible transformation which illustrate the power of thoughts happened to one of my relatives. He had a nervous breakdown. He told me, I worried about everything. I worried because I was too thin, because I thought I was losing my hair, because I feared I would never make enough money to get married, because I felt I would never make good father, because I fear I was losing the girl I wanted to marry, because I felt I was not living a good life. I worried about the impression I was making on other people. I worried because I thought I had stomach ulcer. I could no longer walk. I gave up my job. I built up tension inside me until I was like a boiler without a safety valve. The pressure got so unbearable that something had to give, and it did. My breakdown was so severe that I couldn't talk even to my own family. I had no control over my thoughts. I was filled with fear. Every day was one of agony. I felt that I was deserted by everybody, even God. I was tempted to jump into the river and end it all. I decided to take trip to Pokhara. hoping that a change in scene would help me. As I stepped on the bus, my father handed me a letter and told me not to open it until I reached Pokhara. I landed in Pokhara during the height of the tourist season. I opened the envelope to see what Dad had written. His note said, "Son, you are 150 kilometers away from home. You don't feel any different, do you?" I knew you wouldn't, because you took with you the one thing that is the cause to all your trouble, that is yourself. There is nothing wrong with either your body or your mind. It is not the situation you have met that thrown you. It is what you think of situation. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. When you realize that, son, come home, for you will be cured. Dad's letter made me angry. I was looking for sympathy, not instruction. I was so mad that I decided then and there that I would never go home. That night, as I walked down one of the side streets of Pokhara, I came to a monastery where services were going on. Having no place to go, I drifted in and listened to sermon on the text. He who conquers his spirit is mightier than he who takes the city. Hearing the same thoughts that my dad had written in his letter, all these swept the accumulated litter out of my brain. I was able to think clearly and sensibly for the first time in my life. I realized what a fool I had been. I was shocked to see myself in my true light. Here I was wanting to change the world and everything in it, when the only thing that needed changing was the focus of the lens of the camera, which was my mind. Now I can make my thoughts work for me instead of against me. I am deeply convinced that our peace of mind and the joy we get out of living depends not on where we are or what we have or what we are, but depend upon our mental attitude. Outward conditions have very little to do with it. So everything is under our control. After that, I packed my luggage and I went to my home. I was happy than before. Milton once said, "The mind is its own place and itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven." Napoleon and Helen Keller are perfect illustration of Milton's statement. Napoleon had everything men usually: glory, power, wealth. Yet he said, "I have never known 6 happy days in my life." While Helen Keller was blind deep dump, declare, I have found life so beautiful. So the mind is its own place and in itself can make a heaven of hell or hell of heaven. So don't let your mind control you. Control your mind instead. Make your thoughts work for you instead of against you. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, please like the video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.